Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Marissa Driscoll, everybody.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Alright, anybody here in a relationship? Nice, my condolences. I am about as single as a lean cuisine, but I did meet a man in the wild once. It was magical. I was at a bar, saw this guy, and yada yada yada. I planned my entire life with him on the cab ride home. So I get a text from him the following Monday, and he was like, you know, I loved meeting you. I'd love to see you again sometime if you're up for it. I should mention that I'm married. It was like, no, well, you should mention that you're like allergic to mangoes or that you really like horses. It's not like a marriage isn't a thing you should mention. But on the other hand, my parents have been married for over 30 years, which is pretty great. Yeah. I've asked them, you know, what's the secret to a long-lasting marriage? And my dad looked at me so sincerely, said, we hate the same people. Just melted my heart. You know, they're very happy together. They had kids, and kids are, honest to God, I mean, I'm 25 years old. I have no concept of having children right now. To me, kids are just insane. I mean, they have absolutely no filter. They just ask really invasive questions about your personal life, and you're like, how did I get here? You can't even spell. And so I was babysitting last week, and these two girls were just hammering me with questions about my love life. I was like, have you been talking to my mom? So they're like, do you have a boyfriend? No. Do you have a girlfriend? Well, that was very politically correct, but again, no. Well, what do you have? Low self-esteem and heartburn. But nary a boyfriend to be found. Just no one's there at all. But you know, being a woman in New York is a really interesting thing. I actually saw this thing on the internet the other day that said, men don't try to understand women, because women understand women and they hate each other. But clearly whoever wrote that has never been in line for the bathroom at a bar. Because as ladies all know, there is nothing more supportive than standing in line at the bathroom at a bar with a bunch of wasted other ladies. It's like within 3 minutes we formed a sorority. You know, we know everybody's romantic history, and we've doled out tampons to those in need. Like we're all in it, and it's an ass-kissing extravaganza. It's like, oh my God, Amanda, I love your pants. And when I say that to Amanda, put me in a cab and take me home because I am done for the night. Wasted. Yeah, so, but I do, you know, guys, while we're spilling lady secrets, I do have another confession to make. When we get dressed up, it's not to impress you. We do it to avoid judgment from other women. And that's because men never notice anything. It's like, I chopped 8 inches off my hair and got bangs, and my friend asked me if I got my braces off. It's like, no, but you were so close. It's like, guys, just, you know, pay a little more attention. But one time a man did compliment me on my lavender dress, and that is how I knew he was gay. But you know, it's really kind of interesting. You know, obviously living in New York, street harassment is unfortunately fairly common. You get a lot of catcalling. You know, hey, sweet tits, you want to go on a field trip in my pants? Hard pass. But it's always really interesting because people always say, you know, just say no. It's fine. Just say no. Ignore it. But saying no never works. It's like, as much as I want to ignore it, they're just going to come at me with something like, what, you on your period or something? It's like, no, like, listen, buddy, if women had to bleed every time we found men annoying, we would be anemic. Carry as a problem. All the time. Yeah, but saying no is really hard for women. You know, no used to be a final point. It was no, and that was it. But no is now a point of discussion. And again, another lady secret, no means no, except when you're at the movies with your girlfriend. You say, babe, you want any snacks? It's like, I just took a deep breath, so I'm like super full. That no actually means, are you fucking serious? Of course I want snacks. Get the jumbo popcorn, put some butter on it, give me the gummy bears and a Diet Coke. I'm trying to watch my girlish figure. But I do try to, you know, eat healthy and stay active. I joined Weight Watchers for a little bit, but then I gave that up and started going to AA instead because I heard they give out chips. Gotta have that crunch. Actually, what I'm really excited about is the Republican National Convention started today. Woo! How about Cleveland? It's really awful. I think future generations are just going to call this, almighty supreme leader Trump's first annual dumpster fire. Like, it's not going to be the Republican National Convention. It's just going to be terrible. But this election is, honest to God, just insane. I miss the days when feel the burn just meant you needed an extra strength tube of Preparation H. Yeah, but honestly, the one beacon of light I have right now in the political atmosphere is that every politician has a crazy name. It's like there's Lincoln Chafee, Reince Priebus, there's a former congressman whose name is Richard Sweat, but he goes by Dick. It's like if you put them all together, they sound less like Washington elites and more like something your drunk hillbilly uncle complains about when he gets back from the doctor. It's like, man, I got a bad case of Lincoln Chafee on my Reince Priebus, and it is really making my dick sweat. I am feeling the burn. Thanks, guys. I'm Marissa. Have a good one.